The following is a Joel Michalec production. On November 13th, Felix Unger was asked to remove himself from his place of residence. That request came from his wife. She asked him to leave because he wouldn't listen to the Joel Michalec Show.
Hello and welcome to... Stop it.
What?
I'm not going to look at you. Hello and welcome to the Joel Michalec Show featuring the crazy Sharen.
What? No, it's supposed to be the lovely Sharen.
The lovely Sharen. I'm Joel Michalec, and across the table knocking things down is the lovely Sharen.
Yes, it's me.
Wow. Anyway, welcome to show 137. If you're keeping track in your Joel Michalec Show portfolios.
That's awesome. I now know how to mess you up.
So anyway, thanks for joining us. The website is, as always, www.jmtalk.net. And you can also reach out to us on TikTok and Facebook at JM Talk.
Okay.
Instagram and Twitter at JM Talk
I really
Radio.
did mess you up, didn't I?
Yes, a little bit. Email us at joelmichalecradio@gmail.com. Stop by the website and subscribe to the podcast, as you should.
Right.
So, you did a thing this week. You sent our show off to XM Radio, hoping for the big time.
Yes, I'm trying, as I have been for several years,
So when we
to get us onto XM Radio.
So when we get on XM Radio, you're all invited to come with us.
Yes.
Everybody
They
in the
better
car.
come with us.
Everybody in the van.
Right?
Thank God we got.
Pile on in.
Thank God we have a touring version.
Right?
So welcome to the podcast. It's Father's Day weekend, so happy Father's Day to all the patriarchs out there in the world. And later on, coming up in the third...
Happy Mother's Day to all those fathers out there.
That's right. And coming up in the third segment of the show, we'll talk a little bit about Father's Day, and we'll expand on that. For right now, this was not supposed to work out this way, but, looking back at the last 2 weeks' podcasts, we've been sharing our experiences in our new home.
Yes.
And, until now, it was just like, okay, we talked about this, we talked about that, critters. And then it wasn't until we had another episode this week where I'm starting to feel like it's a serial chronicle of the trials and tribulations of our new backyard, which is supposed to be our Serenity. Yeah.
Oh, get out. We always
supposed to be our Serenity place, but so this week we picked up our youngest from the airport. She's home for a week, and so we had this idea where we were gonna grill chicken breasts on the Blackstone, eat healthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So so you prepared them.
I did. I prepared the chicken, and they were awesome. I must say.
Yeah, and I had that.
Despite.
I had this Blackstone, hot Blackstone. This chicken went on there and just seared beautifully. Mm-hmm. And so they were cooking for a bit because it was after I flipped the chicken.
Yes.
That you were getting up from your chair. Yeah,
yes.
You were getting up from your chair and you noticed a real issue
that I thought I should bring to your attention.
But the way you freaked, you're like, oh my God, look at this, or something like that. And I was like, no, because I'm thinking spider, and I've had it with spiders.
I know.
And you're like, and I'm like, what? I'm sort of like, not, and you're like, no, look at this. And she grabs my shirt and rips me over to my left.
Yes.
To see a snake.
And a big one.
Coming out of one of the holes, and I don't even know what the part's called. There's like this little box that sits underneath the burners.
Yeah.
A little thin box. And It was dripping from the mouth, which turned out to be blood because it was apparently living in this little box.
Yes.
And didn't survive.
Because we were using it.
The grill. Now, and this is what really freaks me out. Before all this, I was under there fiddling with the tank.
Yeah.
Both hands. Doing my manly thing, getting the grill ready.
Right. And usually, folks, if there's insects in the house, I'll get them out.
As long as they're not cicadas.
I take them out. Yes. As long as they're not cicadas, I will issue them out the door. I don't believe in killing them. That's not my thing. I issue them out the door and tell them to find their own home. Anyway, I saw this snake and said, nope, I'm out of here.
Yeah, it was.
I refused to go on the deck.
It apparently, every bit of 3 feet, the coloring, it was like white and dark, and I don't know. What bothers me is I don't know if it was a garter snakes are usually either green, or black, even a black, But this one was pretty big, and it's even around. I mean, the girth was really big too, and so he was every bit of 3 feet, 1.5 feet hanging out, and the other 1.5 foot charred that I had to pull out of the side of the grill.
Yeah, sorry. I couldn't look at it after the first time I saw it. I'm not afraid of snakes. That's not my deal. It just startled me so much.
Oh, it was very startling. To see him hanging there with his mouth wide open like he was going, hot, hot.
Yes, and that's what he did. But yeah, it was wicked nasty. Every bit of wicked nasty that I can muster.
I am over the backyard. I don't even know what to call it. Like 2 weeks ago, we called it the plague. The name of the show was the plague.
Right.
Last week was the mist. I'm out of names on how to title the damn shows. I'm out of names that even make sense. I'm over this. Yeah, right. Yeah, well, or just
there you go. That's a good one.
So. We've black widows. Presumably, I think a wolf spider was what we had in the pool. Cicadas, bees,
and anything else you can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I was on Amazon actually the other day looking at these emitters that you had put in the ground. Yeah, like lawn lights. You put them all over your yard, and they're supposed to emit a signal to keep things out. barring.
I'm not against that.
It's either that or I'm changing the fence to concrete walls, 20 feet high.
But you know what? He's saying it in a joking manner. If he could, he would.
We're partially serious, yeah. We're partially serious.
Yes, yeah.
It's getting weird. Very weird.
Ridiculous.
It is. This is way too much wildlife.
Right.
And I don't know, did we not have this at the other house because we did not enjoy our yard?
Probably.
You know what I mean? We didn't go outside.
Yeah.
And certainly when we're at our campsite, we don't go outside because we have all these comforts like inside, including we have some outside comforts right there in our hard room, which is inside, away from elements and bugs.
Yep.
We did this to ourselves. We made ourselves freaked out by these bugs because we don't hang out with them anymore like we used to when we were kids, when we were wee lads and lassies.
Oh, Lord. But yes, I'm done.
So now every time I go out on the deck, I just grab the hood to the Blackstone, pick it up a little bit, and slam it down just to make sure nothing's taking up residence in there.
I know, and I got to cook on it tomorrow.
Like I I don't know what kind of snake it was, and I don't know if I want to know. Like, I did take a picture of it after I got it into the trash bag, so I don't know if it's a good enough picture.
Okay.
Because it went in belly up.
Well, all right.
He was charred, though.
Oh, come on. I don't need to, because I have a photographic memory. You know this.
Oh, well, here, let me show you something.
I can't, you can't tell me this stuff and not expect me to visualize it.
All right, so the saga continues. I just have a feeling that this is going to be a weekly series anymore of what we experience out there. At least for the first summer, we're here.
Right.
Because it'll all be old news next year.
Right.
Yeah, we can't repeat this kind of stuff.
Oh, who cares?
Yeah, right. Bring them on.
Put them in our griddle.
So, we were at our favorite place, Wawa, as we are almost every day.
Okay.
5 to 6 times a day. But anyway, and, I look back, and last year on the program, one of the shows, we talked about the coin shortage that was going around last spring.
Yeah.
And
somehow that this COVID has produced a coin shortage.
Which is apparently, according to the Wawa signs all over the place, is still going on.
Yeah.
They're asking people to round up so they don't have to give back change. We were there and they didn't have a penny to give someone for change.
I know.
And the lady was standing there waiting for her penny, too. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't understand the coin shortage.
Right.
And not only that, but hand in hand with this, I don't understand a lot of the shortages. Chlorine shortages, lumber shortages, fuel shortages, coin shortages. Now we're facing a beef shortage. And because of the beef shortage, chicken farms want to slow their operations down, thus maybe causing a shortage on chicken foods.
Come on.
Listen, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but tell me I'm wrong, that it doesn't look weird that everything we need, there's a shortage on.
Right.
As soon as this pools start opening, chlorine shortage.
Right.
You can't get shock or chlorine. Sorry.
I found it no problem whatsoever.
I don't understand it. Vacation season's happening. People are going to start traveling. Oh my God, we were hacked in the fuel industry. We have a fuel shortage. No one stole the fuel. The systems were hacked.
People are using it.
Yeah, the systems were hacked. No one stole the fuel, but we have a fuel shortage now. We can't deliver it to you now because we had to figure out the hack first. So we can't send the trucks out to deliver fuel. It's just too much funny stuff in all this. Yes. Too much shortage. We're hearing about lumber shortages, and yet there are truckers who transport lumber going on social media showing pictures of completely overflowing lumber yards.
Yeah.
So,
why is it's not so much a lumber shortage, but the astronomical prices that they charge is ridiculous.
Right.
It is.
I mean, we need to do some repairs to the deck steps, but I don't know. I mean, I'm going to have to break down and do it because we have a couple steps that are in real desperate need.
Yeah.
But it just seems like perfect timing on every shortage we're encountering.
Yep.
And I heard President Biden making a speech about his meeting with Putin, and he said that he made it clear to Putin that these are the 16 critical. Because everyone knows. First of all, real quick, everyone knows that nation states are attacking nation states now. All these cyber attacks are basically countries attacking other countries.
Right.
And he told the press that he gave him 16 crucial things in our economy that are off limits. Don't hack this list of 16 things.
Oh, okay. So that
doesn't
hack.
So he knows the 16 most important. Doesn't that sound like don't touch any of these cookies or I'll beat your ass?
Wow.
And as soon as I turn my back, you're going to take the cookies.
Right.
We've all done it.
Yeah.
I thought it was the stupidest. Well, I mean, I hear a lot of stupid things from him, but that was the stupidest thing out of his mouth was, I told Putin, I gave him the 16 most critical pieces of our infrastructure and told him that they are off limits to cyber attacks. So anyway,
He is
The shortages are weird.
a moron. I gotta say it. He's a moron, and that's that.
So, also, there's also a shortage on common sense matters. We were last weekend at our beach place, so we were passing through Rehoboth, Delaware, and we stopped at Wendy's because we like their burgers.
Right.
We needed to eat, and I do like their chili. I don't like what they've done to their chili recently. The recipe's changed, but I still like it.
Right.
So you went to walk Molly. I go around through the drive-thru because the dining room was closed on a Friday night because they don't have enough help to man the dining room, which might be a topic for the next part of the show. But so I get back in the car and I go through drive-thru while you're taking care of Molly, and I ordered our meals, and I get up to the window and I pay, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to ask for my large chili. I said, excuse me, ma'am, I forgot to order a large chili. Could I order a large chili? And you had given me cash, so I had cash for the order.
Yeah.
I have to ask my manager. What do you mean you have to ask your manager?
Right.
I can't just order a large chili. I have to ask my manager. And she never left to go ask her manager. She handed my bag out the window and shut the window.
Oh, my God. I can't.
What do you have
People
to...
are so stupid these
What kind of
days.
permission do you need from your manager to sell more, to upsell some more stuff?
Right. That's ridiculous.
So, so I did not get the chili. And it just... This is fast food. Like, you can be dumb as a bag of ice.
Right.
And still work in fast food.
Exactly.
We know because we've done it for years. It does not
we
take
are
much.
dumb as a bag of rice.
I mean, who in fast food is telling employees, and there's a thing called empowerment. This is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And we used to teach our employees, we used to tell them, you are empowered to make the customer happy. Whatever the customer wants,
Right.
we want that customer back.
Yes.
Because customers are our livelihood.
Right.
You're empowered to give them what they want. Excuse me, I forgot to order chili. Can I order a large chili? I'll go ask my manager.
Wow.
I mean, what kind of function in your life was I screwing up so badly
Right.
that you could
Exactly.
that you couldn't ladle some chili into a cup and charge me the $1.99 for it? I don't understand it.
Yeah. And I doubt you ever will.
But we're seeing this more and more
Yes. Yep.
in all types of retail. I'm telling you, there's some real wombats out there. And speaking of wombats, we have a double wombat of the week coming up this week on the Father's Day episode of the show.
Have you included me this time?
So we have a double wombat this week
Awesome.
coming up in the next segment of the show.
Awesome.
So also coming up, I think we may expand on actually, we don't need to expand on the Wendy's help thing. I did want to talk about that a little bit, but we can maybe save that for another show. I'm talking about the fact that everyone needs help and nobody wants to work. I think we should dig into that from the stupidity angle.
Yep, absolutely.
Maybe it's just me, lovely Sharen, but I can't imagine people not wanting to go back to work and actually earn a living and be able to say, I did this, I earned this money. No, I'm going to sit here poolside and just have the government pay me unemployment.
Right.
So I'm not getting it. And because of that, hardworking people are suffering because there's not enough help. There's not enough help in the stores out there to help you with what you need.
Exactly.
Which goes hand in hand with DoorDash. That's going to be on that as well. DoorDash and other things like that. Uber food and stuff. But anyway, so we're going to cut out of here, take a break. And when we come back, we have Wombats of the Week. Talk about ignorance at the Rehoboth Walmart. If you remember what I'm talking about. So we just keep encountering really stupid people.
Okay.
along our travels
Oh, sure.
anymore. So we'll be back real quick after this with more.
This is New York's super oldie station, 920 WON, The Apple, Brooklyn, New York.
So I use my computer every day. I'm not even sure how I get along without it. But I wasn't prepared for a virus. A Trojan, they called it. One night I'm cruising along, and the next night I can't do anything. I was afraid it was going to cost me a fortune. Boy, was I surprised. They had me back up and running the same day I called them. I really like PC Tech Rescue, and you know what? My wallet likes them too.
Are you troubled by computer problems? PC Tech Rescue should be your very next call. Whether the problem is viruses, hardware, software, or any other issue, they can diagnose your problem and have you back up and running fast. With more than 25 years of industry experience, you can be sure you are getting dependable and affordable service. Call today, 484-429-6061, or email us at pctechrescue@gmail.com.
Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Joel Michalec Show featuring the lovely Sharen, and all that 90 seconds we were off and I didn't do this.
Oh, goodness.
So, thanks again for joining us. So we have a double Wombat of the week, but first I wanted to talk about when we went to Walmart last weekend down at the beach.
Yeah.
And my note here says Walmart handicap worker. There was a handicap worker in a parking lot, if you remember, gathering carts.
Okay, yes.
And didn't somebody come close to running him down?
Yes. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And they were honking at him like he was in the way.
Right.
Like, so going back to what we said a little bit in the first part of the show, people out there busting their ass to make a living.
Yeah.
And people who possibly the person who honked the horn, not out there busting their ass, just being an ass.
Right. I was just going to say that, just being an ass.
Right. And because this guy, who is clearly has a handicap, because of he's not moving very quickly, and he's gathering carts.
Right.
Gathering carts in a beach resort Walmart parking lot. And you have the audacity to honk at him because he's in your way.
Right.
Like, I find myself saying this all the time. What is your hurry? What is your hurry? Where are you going? That you have to speed anywhere but through a parking lot.
Right. And you're only going to Walmart.
Right, or leaving Walmart. But, I mean, what is the hurry? You get a better spot at the beach between this time and this time?
Right.
I don't know. But this poor guy just trying to do his job.
Yep.
And was doing it well. And he's working out in the hot damn sun for you. And somebody's got to honk at him, come close to running him down. I don't understand what is wrong with people these days.
Yeah, it's impatience, ignorance.
And,
and I'm just trying to think of things that these people are.
There are a lot of things. We always feature a Wombat of the Week each week, but the more, we try to make light and fun of almost anything and everything in society and the news. That's what you and I try to do, because we want you to have fun coming to the show.
Right.
And I'm starting to feel like no matter what we talk about and who we talk about, they all qualify to be wombats in one way or another.
Yeah.
And that's becoming a repetitive thing. We could literally change the name of the show to Wombats with Joel Michalec and the lovely Sharen. But, people, these are those frontline workers who aren't getting bonuses.
Right.
When you look at the signs everywhere and it says we're hiring, and here's a $500 bonus, here's a $1,000 bonus, here's a $300 bonus if you're vaccinated. These are businesses trying to get people because nobody wants to work.
Yep.
Okay, it's not fair to the people that have been there through the pandemics and get nothing, but that should tell you how desperate people are for help. You know?
Exactly.
And that's what makes things like DoorDash and Uber real attractive, not only for people to work on their own terms, because as I understand it, you could hustle and make some good money, but also for the people that don't want to do anything. Like to me, we're having this conversation. We have family in for the weekend, and we're having this conversation where they want to DoorDash Wawa in, and then I left and went to Wawa today because I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I
some people who
I get it,
you know,
but. And it wasn't like nobody wanted to go.
Right.
It wasn't a lazy thing. It was a, wow, we can have that done? Well, let's do that. So, okay, yeah.
Gotcha.
In that respect, I could have said, yeah, let's just call them, you know. But I'm sorry. I have my concerns about the people that work for DoorDash, too. So, anyway.
Yep.
I have to turn this way because I couldn't print the Wombats of the week again, So I'll have to try to do like a hybrid thing where...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at you like that. So, all right, so we have a double shot of Wombats.
Kind of creepy.
It wasn't it?
It was.
Okay, so we have a double shot of Wombats. Now, first let me tell you how you can participate if you would like to in the Wombat of the Week fiasco here on the program. All you need to do is send us a legitimate, verifiable story of stupid people doing stupid things in a news article, of which there's many. And you can send that to us at joelmichalecradio@gmail.com or send it across to us at Facebook at JM Talk. Just send us a message on Facebook, and we'll put it in the ever-growing lineup.
Okay.
So which one?
What am I reading?
Yeah. So the first one is about an axe-wielding, partially naked woman arrested in a Tennessee Walmart. Speaking of Walmart's lovely Sharen. So in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Why am I not surprised?
Nashia Janata Brown, arrested last Tuesday and charged with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and vandalism up to $1,000. This, according to Knox County Sheriff's Office. Hey, you think I could read the news?
You probably could, actually.
Yeah. There's a guy on TikTok. Not this, no circumvent, but that's what we do. We crisscross.
We do.
There's a guy on TikTok. I forget his name. And his TikTok channel is called, whatever his name is, such and such, reads the news. And he basically, like, I have teleprompter software on my phone.
Right.
So he's got probably teleprompter software, and he copies and pastes a news story. Mm-hmm. And then he just reads it. That's all he does.
Huh.
He has tens of thousands of listeners. Tens of thousands of listeners. Watchers. How do these, like, you know what I mean? I got to tap into that industry somehow.
Right.
Okay. According to the Knoxville Police Department, Brown was observed vandalizing property at the Knoxville Walmart, throwing items at employees and defecating on herself.
Oh, my God.
When police arrived, they saw Brown in the sporting goods section of the store with an axe that she had taken out of its packaging. Brown also had a knife tucked into her bra, and officers told Brown to drop the axe, but she refused. After 2 attempts of using a stun gun, police were able to apprehend Brown. And Brown was treated by medical personnel at the scene and was taken to an area hospital for observation. So lovely, Sharen. Now I'll turn back this way. Would you like to comment on the half-naked, axe-wielding woman in Knoxville Walmart who was crapping on herself? Over to you.
Come on. Really?
That's your commentary. That's an appropriate commentary. Don't get me wrong. That's very appropriate.
Yeah. What? I can't believe.
What is going on in this world that these are the kind of people that, you know...
Well, Walmart attracts kind of strange people.
You know, you don't have to go to Walmart to see strange people anymore, though.
I know. But...
they're all over the place.
If you definitely want to see strange people, just go to Walmart.
That's why there's a website called peopleatwalmart.com or peopleofwalmart.com.
Right.
Like our Wombat of the Week section. Where's my, can somebody find me my voice? It is, I've lost it. Let me try some more water. I have lost my voice.
Right? That's crazy.
And I'll tell you why, because I recorded segment 3 before we did segment 1. Shh, I'm giving away secrets.
I cannot believe it.
Like our Wombat of the Week section, people of Walmart.com will never run out of material.
They won't, because people like our Wombat of the Week do these freaked up things.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Unbelievable. Okay, so that's our first entry.
Wow.
Not entry. We're not voting on these. These have been voted for and put in the stack. They're done. Put a fork in them. They're already here.
Okay.
Okay, so next up, Florida man throws the baby at deputies after a high-speed chase. And if you could see the look on the lovely Sharon's face, her mouth is agape.
What?
Or agape. However,
Oh, my God.
her jaw's on the floor.
I got to pick it up. Come on.
While she's putting ice into it. Okay.
Right?
Florida man tossed a 2-month-old baby at sheriff's deputies after he took police and the child on a high-speed chase through residential neighborhoods. This, according to authorities. I really could be on the news station.
You could.
John Henry James III is facing a slew of charges, including aggravated child abuse after a 40-minute drive on May 26th when he tried to shake Indian River County Sheriff's deputies with the child in the car. Film at 11. According to Sheriff Eric Flowers, he said in a news release, "You cannot throw a baby at us and expect us to treat you with kid gloves."
Oh, my.
The sheriff's office posted an edited dash cam and helicopter video of the chase, and James struggling as deputies try to cuff him while one deputy holds the baby. The actual baby toss is not visible in the footage, thank God.
Right?
Deputy Jacob Kirby, who caught the baby after the chase, described the throw as overhand and called the situation awkward. Overhand throw.
Right?
Of a 2-month-old child. Thank goodness the deputy caught that child.
I just, like a neutered dog, I just don't get it.
Yep. Kirby went on to say that he couldn't chase the man and he couldn't tackle him. There wasn't a whole lot he could do because he had the baby in his arms. So they were limited. You don't want to stun him. You don't want to shoot him. You don't want to tackle him, chase him, nothing like that. He says the man just turned around and with no regard, not a little toss or anything, turned around and overhand through this. All right, now I'm not going to get the job I wanted at the news station. Threw the 2-month-old at me from about 6 feet away. So it was around 6:30 p.m. The deputy tried to pull James over in Vero Beach, but he sped off and refused to pull over. Video shows him driving his white SUV into a police vehicle, dodging roadblocks, and even running over a set of stop sticks that did not disable the vehicle. What's with white SUVs running from the cops?
I know. As you were reading that,
That's the first thing I got out of that paragraph.
the first thing I thought of was OJ.
Another white SUV running from the cops.
Right? And I'm picturing OJ crawling down the
Unbelievable
highway.
So this begs to tell us that, I'll go back to my time thing here. This begs to tell us that Walmart is a very large contributor to the show.
Yes.
By supplying us with endless Wombats of the Week.
Yep.
And the state of Florida is a close second. Because the people in Florida are going crazy or something. Or it's the water or
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I want to see if I can star in the next season of Mayor of Easttown. It might be the water. It might be the water. I'm from Delco. I could pull it off.
Yeah, you could.
I could pull it off.
Yep.
So, but Florida is also sending us a lot of Wombats this past year. I don't know what it is down there seriously, I know that there was one point in time where sniffing bath salts was a problem in Florida.
Really? Why? I remember this, and then they were doing Tide Pods, and why? What is the deal?
And then they have the hot water challenge. Now this isn't Florida. Now we're leaving Florida, but
right.
And then the boiling hot water challenge. You remember the ice bucket challenge?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. But then now there's people out there trying to do boiling hot water challenge. Pour boiling hot water on you, down your throat.
Yep.
Idiots. And my favorite will always be the get out of your car while you're driving it. Step out and dance alongside your car, which is still driving, by the way. That's my favorite of all the dumbass challenges. So, yes, Florida is. So we encountered our top 2 contributors today of Wombats of the Week, and that is Walmart and Florida, the great state of Florida.
What is it with the water down there?
I don't know, but we have friends and family in Florida, so I hope that they're not drinking the water. I mean, because we don't drink the water anywhere anymore.
No.
We buy bottled water.
Yep.
Because we want all those ingredients they give to prisoners they're putting to death. So.
Okay. All right.
So they're the Wombats of the Week. A nice double shot for your Father's Day. And that actually shortened. We're short now. We're short.
Oh my God.
We weren't supposed to be short. That's why I made 2 Wombats. I knew that this segment was going to come up short a little bit. And here we are. We're short, but that's okay. It's really not a big deal.
No,
we are short. We're short by we're short like 4 minutes.
Oh.
Unless you got something you can talk about for 4 minutes that
for 4 minutes
is either relevant or completely independent and not weird.
What's that mean?
I don't know what that means, but
because you never know what I'm going to talk about.
Maybe that's why I said that.
Because you're acting kind of like...
I'm not acting strange. I don't like being up against raw time. Now, we're doing really good with this extra time because usually I'm panicking. But
yes,
we're conversing. So as long as we're conversing, we're eating up the clock. And, one of the things people love most about this show is just that we talk to each other.
Yeah.
So they just love the banter.
Why would you not?
Right. And so what's taking XM so long to call us back? I have no emails from XM Radio.
I know.
Where are the emails?
I haven't checked my email.
Where's the love from XM?
I haven't checked my email.
I listen to XM Radio all the time, and so do you. So if they want us to keep listening...
Okay. Now, there's a... What's that word? Not
There's a hole in the bottom of the sea.
Whoa.
There's a hole in... You hate that song. I used to sing that song to you, and you would cringe and look like you were going to get violent if I didn't stop singing that camp song.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right. So anyway, coming up in the last segment, I'm going to talk a little bit about Father's Day. Also, a listener sent in a request of a topic, and I take care of that as well.
Right.
And so it's technical, and it's pretty cool, and something for fathers to do if they're looking for a way to secure their home and something to do in their spare time. So that's all coming up in the next segment. Before we get to that next segment, though, this is the part of the show where I look the lovely Sharen right into her baby blue sexy eyes and I say, it's time for you to leave. So you had to say goodbye, Sharen.
Oh, I gotta say goodbye, Sharen?
Yes.
Okay, goodbye, Sharen.
All right, there it is, folks. She's taking her leave. I'm going to take a drink of water, and I will come back after this, and we will wrap this Father's Day edition up. Back after this.
America, your children have an amazing superpower. That's right. They can help save lives by simply washing their hands. Just 20 seconds of thorough hand washing after they've coughed or sneezed or been outside can help fight against the dastardly spread of germs. Armed with only soap and water and hands, your superhero can protect you, your family, and everyone out there in America land. Amazing! Find out more at coronavirus.gov. A message from the CDC and the Ad Council.
Listen on the web, your phone, or your neighbor's internet connection.
That wasn't very nice.
This is Reality One.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Joel Michalec Show featuring the lovely Sharen. We want to say how much we really appreciate you hanging in each and every week and listening to the podcast, downloading it, subscribing to it. We're so thrilled that you continue to do that. So we're back. This is the third stretch of the show. And last week, was it last week's podcast? I think it was last week's podcast. Definitely the last 2 weeks. I had talked about the Amazon sidewalk issue and how and why you should take that off of your settings. Up to you. Completely up to you. And this had to do with Ring cameras, Ring doorbells, some Ring doorbells, Ring cameras, certain Ring cameras, Ring devices, Amazon Alexa, and things like that. And we had a regular listener reach out and had recently had a Ring doorbell installed. Impressed with the simplicity of it, which so are we. And made a suggestion that since I do a lot of tech type talk stuff, that maybe in an upcoming episode I could talk about the Ring cameras for a bit when it was basically just me and the audience, in this third segment. So that's what I think I will do. How I'm going to approach it, I don't know. I did not prepare for this, but I thought it was a good idea, and I'm always looking for something to talk about in this third segment. And this gave me the opportunity that I didn't have to look anything up, any kind of research, dig through my thoughts and go, what do I want to talk to the folks about this week? So, and being that it's Father's Day weekend, something for the dads, if you're looking for something that's incredibly simple to do to add security to your home, then this may be right up your alley. And it is very simple. So there's a lot of different camera systems that you can get as a consumer. There's also a lot of camera systems that you can get that are above consumer grade, but hey, if you have the money, you can do it. But in this day and age, especially with consumer brand and with residential, everybody wants to do wireless. Now, I get this. And for the most part, I would say, as an IT professional, that I do not recommend wireless cameras, especially for business. But generally speaking, I do not recommend wireless cameras. But I'm starting to kind of climb up on the fence a little bit about this and sitting on the fence going, okay, I see it. I can reach out to it. It's become intangible to me and I can talk about it because of the ease of use. But not only that, but some of the wireless systems are getting better all the time. Now you have Blink systems, which are, I don't think they're as close to the top as some lists that you would read put them. They're a little, what's the word? I don't even know what the word is, but I mean, they're okay. They're like one-offs, you'll get a signal when something's going on and it'll capture it, much like Ring, but it doesn't really, I don't know what the storage options are. I have one or two clients that use Blink, but I don't know what the storage stuff is. There is also Lorex makes a consumer brand wireless, and again, they're all going to have options for you to maintain some sort of storage for your footage. But now Ring is really gaining popularity, and it's great price. The product point has great pricing options, and they have a lot of different options. They have cameras with security lights attached, cameras without, the stick-up cams. They have the Ring doorbell, which comes with a camera. So not only is it your doorbell, but it also acts as an additional camera for the front of your house, and it captures a really good range. And in fact, what was I going to say about the Ring doorbell? They're really handy. These are extremely easy to install, depending on what kind of material you're working with. I did have to put my Ring doorbell in brick, and that was not fun. Because you have to drill the brick and then put the anchors in. And the funny now, I can look back on it and go, phew, yeah, I remember that day. But it wasn't funny at the time. I lined up the template, and I marked my 4 holes to go into the brick. Take the template away. I got my drill right on it and the mason bit, and I am going into where the hole was marked perfectly. So then something told me after I drilled that hole, check it. Okay, I'll check. So I put the drill down, I put the template back up onto the brick, and I lined up the hole that I drilled, and I don't see any of the other 3 markings. Oh, geez, what happened here? I don't know. So I mark the hole diagonally downward from the first one that is actually a hole now. I do a new mark and take the template away. It's off a little bit, but enough that I don't see, because I drew the whole circle out. You understand what I'm saying? The little hole they give you, I drilled the whole thing out. I didn't just put a dot for 2 reasons. One is so I had the whole circumference of this little hole marked, and also so I didn't miss it on the brick. Okay? So I do the second hole. And I put the template back up. And then the 2 holes are not lined up. They're sort of lined up, but not lined up perfectly. So I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. I marked a hole and I drill directly into the hole. And this has never happened to me before. So it has to be the fact that I was drilling into masonry. Has to be, because I'm drilling into masonry. So okay. So at this point, I remarked a 3rd hole, drilled that. I was able to put the template up and sort of get all 3 holes sort of in the picture. I didn't even do a 4th hole. I'm putting this in the brick. So I got everything in there, the 3 anchors in, and I had to put the template up, and I had to get the first one screwed in, leave it half screwed in, shift it, do another one, shift it, do the other one, and then once they were all lined up, then I had to go a little bit, move, 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 little bit. And I had to keep doing this because I had to make it line up. And I was stretching the template, but it worked out. By the time it was all tightened in, the template, the doorbell did hang to the template. So I guess relatively speaking, was it good enough? I don't know. However, it worked out, and I haven't had the same problem with the cameras, because the cameras did not go into masonry at all. So they were super simple. I did not even use a drill to put them in. I was able to put them in by hand. They're very good screws that come with these. So that was the funny story about the doorbell. So it must be something to do with masonry or brick. So even though I did cut right into the area marked, I don't know, because before I put any screws in, the markings I made were gone. You understand what I'm saying? The markings I made were gone. So I don't understand how the drilling got screwed up. But anyway, be that as it may. So these are really simple to set up. Their internal Wi-Fi's have a pretty good range. So all my devices were able to hook up to the Wi-Fi. And then, of course, you can change with Ring. I'm speaking for Ring. And, I put up Blink, Lurex, and Ring in my career. I've hung all 3. And I have found Blink to be the most versatile with the most options. A lot of motion options, a lot of control over the notifications, geofencing, attributes Just a lot of really good things. Plus, you can talk two-way back and forth. And we've actually had to use that a couple of times since we put the doorbell in. So you can do two-way communication with all the devices. I'm not sure how practical a camera hanging, 10, 12 feet off the ground is, but the doorbell, we've actually used it on 2 occasions to have communication with the person at the door. So that gives you that extra stretch of security, right? You feel good about that. And so very versatile. Have it at your phone. You can use your Amazon Alexa products that have screens to pull the cameras up at any time to look and see what's going on. It's very affordable to buy into the Ring package that allows you to store several months, on the cloud to be able to retrieve it if you have an issue. So, plus it also protects your devices. As long as you have this coverage that gives you storage, you're also protecting all the devices, whether you, there's 2 packages. There's one package it's a package for one device, and there's a package for as many devices as you have. So you have coverage there as well. And it's a really, really good system. Of the 3 that I mentioned, Blink, Lorex, Ring, I would definitely recommend the Ring system for all the features that I mentioned. So, I don't know, dads, you're looking for something to do. It's easy to do unless you're going into masonry, or maybe you know a trick with masonry that I just don't know. I am an IT professional. I'm not a maintenance person, so maybe I did something wrong with and share if you'd like on Facebook. Just stop by Facebook and say, this is what you did wrong, because I may have to drill in the concrete again. I don't know. So, but check it out if you'd like. It seems to be a really good system, and we're very happy with it. Okay, so moving on. If anyone's ever interested in Father's Day, by the way, it was started around 1910. And it's the day to honor the fathers and paternal bonds. Which sounds good. Similar to what Mother's Day is for, And, it's great, but it is great. Don't get me wrong. But how many fathers, when Mother's Day happens, I know if you're like me, many of you may probably break your back in half to make sure mom doesn't have to do anything. Take a break today, mom. Let me get for you. What do you need, honey? What do you need? Anything you need, sweetheart. Let me get that for you. I want to take care of you today. It's your day. And, you can't get reservations on Mother's Day almost anywhere. You call for seating at even Outback, Texas Roadhouse. Sorry, we're booked. We got no seating. 2-hour wait, 5-hour wait. Don't come here. You know what I mean? It's always like that. Have you ever tried to call one of these places for seating on Father's Day? Yeah, the place is empty. Come on down. Do you know why that is? That's because us dads on our day are busy cooking for everybody. Oh, it's Father's Day. Dad wants to barbecue. Actually, maybe Dad doesn't want to do shit. Did anyone think about that? So, it's a great gesture. I just said gesture. I'm an idiot. It's a great gesture. But for me, I don't know. Order some pizza and just let me watch TV or something. Let me do nothing. Let me do nothing. There's a great gesture. But it's become a big barbecue day. Just like the patriotic holidays. So I guess in one respect, that's good, because our day is seen as a patriotic holiday, because you got to have barbecues and cookouts, and Dad's got to do the cooking out. Dad's got to do all the barbecuing. And so we can look at it like that, be like, wow, yeah. My day is like the 4th of July. One small way to look at it. So, whatever you're doing on this Father's Day, I hope you have fun. But yes, this holiday came about around 1910, and it's celebrated pretty much all over the world. Pretty much all over the world. It was founded in the United States anyway by Sonora Smart Dodd. And it's always celebrated the third Sunday of June, and which is convenient because it typically also falls on my youngest daughter's birthday. So now we're combining. We have a birthday and we have Father's Day. And so, again, it's fine. It's fine. This is not a complaint. These are observations. They're observations from a lunatic, but they're still observations nonetheless. So yeah, celebrate it all over the world, and you're supposed to use that day to celebrate your patriarchs, and again, celebrating those paternal bonds that you have with your fathers. So more like a day to go fishing. You know what I mean? Fishing with Dad. Things like that. So yes, celebrated all over the world for the most part. In fact, I did look at a list. I looked at a list, and it doesn't. I didn't see many countries not on the list, and in some countries they're called other things. Okay, so. And here's the other thing: like Mother's Day, it's not really a public holiday. Well, it's a public holiday. It's not a federal holiday. But there are some countries where it is. It is. Usually it's not a bank holiday. So, and why would it be? Sunday's still a day that banks like to not be open. You won't find many banks that are even open. But that's what it's about. I thought it was worth the minute or two or five, whatever it's been, to talk about it, tell you about what it is. When it was created, at least in the United States, if you want, you can go and look. There's a plethora of information about how it came about in almost every country that does have it as a celebration of sorts. The one common thing is that they're all celebrating the same thing. So that's the commonality, internationally speaking. So whatever you're doing or have done, hope you had a good time. Enjoy your day, dads. It is for us. Just don't burn any of the food. And I guess you'll be all right. As long as you don't ruin the barbecue, you'll make it through all right, right? So anyway, that also kind of brings us up to the end of the program. So I do want to take a minute to thank everyone again for listening. Be sure to visit us at www.jmtalk.net. Subscribe to the podcast. Share it with friends and family and even enemies. You can share it with enemies. Also, on social media, we're at TikTok and Facebook at JM Talk, and Instagram and Twitter, JM Talk Radio. That's how you reach out to us. Send us your Wombats of the week. Send them over to us by email at joelmichalecradio@gmail.com, or send it to us via message on Facebook. So be safe out there, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend no matter what you're doing. And we will catch you here on the program next time. Goodbye, everybody.